What's up, band, choir, and orchestra directors? It's Jill, and I am finishing up the series on teaching the ballot for your band, choir, or orchestra. Today's category is other comments or other performance factors. This may or may not be on your ballot depending on your state or region, but if it is, we're going to cover a few things that you need to consider. As always, if you've missed the other videos in this series on things like musicianship, tone, and balance, and lots of other things, make sure you go back and check those out. In this category, we're looking at the overall impression that your ensemble makes, and it's going to depend on the work that you've done all year. So the relationship that you've built with the students, the rapport that you've built with them, and the trust that you've built with them. The number one thing to look at is your transitions in and out of the performance space. Does your group look organized? Are they working quickly? Are they working together? Are they working quietly? If they're coming and talking loudly to each other and pushing and shoving each other around looking for their spot, it's going to make a bad impression. The good news is that during your concerts and dress rehearsals throughout the year, you can be practicing this. And don't be afraid to designate your leaders, particularly if you have groups like percussion that are carrying in and out a lot of extra equipment. They need to make sure that they know what's happening and who's in charge of what. The second thing that your judges will be looking for is student engagement. So this includes not only as you're getting set up, how you're communicating with your students and how they're communicating with you, but also during the music, looking for if they're watching you, if they're focused in on the director, or if their attention is elsewhere. The third thing is general performance etiquette. And for concert ensembles, a lot of this looks like checking in on voice levels when we're in between pieces, if they're allowed to talk at all, if they need to whisper something to their stand partner, or if they are expected to be completely silent. If there is an audience at your performance for festival, sometimes there are and sometimes there aren't, making sure that your students know what's appropriate for interaction. If they see their mom out there, are they allowed to wave? Probably not, but are they allowed to give a little smile and a nod? Sure. Just kind of setting those expectations and then practicing those at your home concerts as well. And the last thing to consider is what your group looks like in terms of their wardrobe, dress, uniform, etc. This is going to look different for every level of ensemble and what festival you're attending. Where I spent my several years going to festivals, it's different at the high school versus the middle school level. So high school students would be in their uniform. That means they need to have all parts of that uniform, like their shoes and the appropriate colored socks. But for middle school, it was just kind of dress nicely, and what we did was different from other schools. Also want to check in on how picky your judges tend to be with this, and I recommend calling up someone in your area who's been going to this festival for a long time and asking, hey, what are the expectations here if you're unsure? Because unfortunately, there are some festivals and adjudicators out there who, if your trombone player forgets their bow tie, they will ding your score for it, and some that do not care at all. So that's it for our Teaching the Festival Ballot series. And if there's something that I missed and you want to talk about, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Catch you next time.